Hey howdy, hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Most of my many longtime viewers know I've been keeping my eyes on a game called Transience, a game that my good friend and mentor BigFryTV and his team of highly skilled devs have been working on for well over a year now. And after being told no for many months, we now have a live playable demo for Transience. Guys, I'm so excited, you don't even know. All I gotta say is there are chapters to this video just so I can keep everything organized. I'm gonna shut my damn mouth, talk about the most recent dev blog, and then touch on the demo. So before we get into it, if you like what you've seen today, then hit that like and sub button for more content like this. Okay, let's get into it. On September 28th of 2023, the fourth dev blog for Transience came out, and with it came very important news. That news being Transience has a playable demo now, link in the pinned comment, and that Transience is also going to be featured in Steam's Next Fest. Absolutely huge things going on for the guys over at Transience, and I just gotta say, I'm so goddamn proud of these guys for putting in so much hard work, so much time, and making something that touches the hearts of tactical shooter fans. The game is still pretty far from release, but if this is where the game is at now, and it's still as early as Fry and his team says it is, this damn well could be game of the year or game of the decade for a lot of people. Anyways, let's get into the dev blog. The first thing Fry covers in the dev blog is the persistent tweaking and overhauling of their AI enemies. They're doing that just to make them more aware and more deadly. All I can say is after playing the demo, these AI are fucking crackheads, bro. It's nuts. The AI still feels like a work in progress, but to much of the team's testimony, it's gotten drastically better over time, especially when compared to the very first dev blog. In this most recent version, enemies will crouch and duck behind cover, pick angles, yell out if there's a dead body, and even shoot at a wall that you're behind if they think you're still there. The AI also love to talk a lot of shit. Here's a clip.
Your time is up, motherfucker. This was your last fucking mistake. You're fucked now, buddy. Friendly down. What are you gonna do now? What are you gonna do now?
Speaking of talking shit and voice acting in general, Big Fry has employed the help of the one and only FortyOneYT to do some of the voice acting. Now, if you've been around the tactical shooter space, we all know and love FortyOneYT for his work in Escape from Tarkov.
We got a fucking rat. Kill him.
If you guys remember or have seen my other coverage of Transience, I mentioned that slow motion was coming into the game. Well, in this demo, you can have some fun with the slow motion mechanic. This shit right here just reminds me of Max Payne, and it makes my heart so happy to see. Let's move on to weapons and a little bit of audio. Frankie has done an incredible job bringing in the weapon customization options for the guns within the demo. They also brought in a new audio engineer to work on the project named Kabluski. His background is doing some of the audio in games like God of War and Horizon Forbidden West. Just an absolute legend out in the field. I'm not going to break down each weapon and its attachment, but what I am going to do is let you guys hear how the weapons sound and see how the weapons operate. Let's get into it. God, I'm so fucking happy this demo is available. I'm gonna touch on a couple more things before we get into my thoughts on the Transience demo. If we want to talk maps for a second, right now there's an underwater nightclub mega map being worked on for Transience. Their concept artist Marty has been tag teaming with Frosty and Chris to produce what is arguably a very sophisticated and pretty advanced map for the game. It's still somewhat in a box stage of development, so we won't spend too much time on it. In the last devblog, Fry was talking about the server facility and how Chris was starting to piece everything together. Well, I'm happy to announce that the server facility is damn near completed due to Chris banging out prop placement and just tying up some loose ends. Zach, their music guy, is still going hard in the paint to give us an amazing soundtrack. Again, everything is still very much work in progress, so let's transition into what I think. First things first, when I launched the demo and played it for the very first time, everything about the UI just stood out to me. The UI overall was so smooth, cohesive, and served a purpose. Loading up into the demo, I was immediately greeted with a list of controls. I then picked a weapon, picked some attachments, and shot some people in the kill house. The weapons in this game do things for me that most games do not. I'm just gonna be honest. One of the biggest pet peeves I have is when I pick up a game, go to shoot my gun in the game, and the damn gun feels lighter than my HyperX mouse. Since computer mice don't have vibrating drums in them, the auditory and visual illusion of recoil needs to be spot on, and I would be hard pressed to find a game that does it better than this for right now. I would say the only other games out there that will end up giving you an experience like this as far as auditory and visual recoil goes is a game like Squad, Ground Branch, the usual victims. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that the recoil system in Transience is way better than the recoil system in Tarkov. Kiss my ass, I don't care how you think about that. Like I said earlier, the AI in the kill house are still very much a work in progress, but they are insanely accurate and smart. These guys will hug walls and corners looking to pop your ass once the shit show begins, so good luck. One of the things I brought up in my earlier coverage videos of Transience is that I was not really a big fan of the HUD inside the game. Fry pretty much assured me that once I was able to play Transience, I would probably change my mind. Well, I'm happy to report that it's starting to grow on me a little bit. I'm still not in love with it, but I probably will in the not so distant future. Now, after the devblog premiere was finished, Big Fry went live on Twitch where he hosted a Q&A panel in his Discord. Some of what I'm gonna talk about has either already been fixed or is going to be fixed before the full release, so please keep that in mind. One of the first things I noticed is that the game has a tendency to hang frames from time to time. It's nothing life-changing, game-breaking, anger-inducing, none of that. However, something I would love to see tighten up in the future is the movement. It's not horrible by any means, but I feel like it's just missing a little bit of something. But I have a suggestion. In games like Ready or Not or 0 Hour, you can adjust your walking speed by scrolling up and down on the mouse wheel. The walking in this game is very slow, and I know it's a design choice, but I would love to walk just a little bit faster at my discretion. Let me deal with the consequences of having a lead foot. Something I did, however, mention to Fry directly was the audio when full autoing the M5 rifle. The audio seems to overlap and clip at certain points of the firing animation, which looks and sounds a little bit goofy. This is also another thing that I noticed that could potentially be worked on. Sometimes it felt like the enemies could actually take a bullet or two less to kill. I'm not saying they're goddamn bullet sponges, but I also feel like they can get killed easier than what they already are. I don't want to make it seem like I'm a bitch and I can't shoot anything to save my life, like I don't know how to tap heads, but I think it would play in more to the hardcore element that this game is going for. But aside from that, this demo is quite possibly one of the best and most polished demos I have played since Trepang 2, and I played that demo almost 2 years ago. The Transience demo is going to be a part of the Steam Next Fest like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, and I'm here to tell you guys, this is going to catch wind and gain some fucking ground fast. It's unfortunate that this game won't see a 2023 release, but as long as Fry can financially support the project for a longer duration of time, take the time and make it nearly flawless. I won't be mad, your fans won't be mad. Anyone who is mad at that can drop $70 on mediocre experiences every year and continue to complain. Fuck them. Have you guys tried the Transience demo yet? If you haven't, there's a link down below in the pinned comment to play it along with the full dev blog. Also, don't forget to hit that like button, that sub button, and indie dev that notification bell for more content like this. And as always, my name is Redbeard Mortis. Speak loud, speak the truth, and I will see you in New Houston.